Welcome back to another edition of Magnum Business for the Mopar Moving Media fam. Well, we got Maggie out here today, and we're going to upgrade the headlights. Now, many of you know I have been running these, get this director's view thing straight. Got a new phone, new production studio, so still working with it. But anyway, these headlights were hand built by me, probably 10 years ago. Never liked the standard halogen reflector headlight output, especially since technology came so far since then. So, took it upon myself to install these LED projectors. These are IJDM Toy makes them. They are pretty nice. They put out like a 35 watt HID, which is way better than any LED bulb you can just throw in a light bulb, in a headlight. So, went ahead, bought a set of cheapies, like I usually do. Cheapy regular ass stock, regular reflector Magnum headlights off eBay, like $100 or so for the set. Opened them up, yanked out everything that was in there as far as bulbs and reflectors stuff goes. What we did was we painted the interior black, painted that reflector that's normally back there, we're not going to use it anymore, painted that black so it just fades to the background, and slapped in the projector, which is a complete unit, bulb, projector, all of that is made for itself, so it works really well. Output's pretty good. Threw in a daytime running light up here in the corner. That's Philips. They offer those. It's called DRL 5 or 8, depending on how many LEDs they put in. That's a 9. So put that in there. That's real good, real bright. Works good as a daytime running light because these cars use the high beams as daytime running lights on low voltage. So we got that disconnected pretty much. Then I put in the turn signal and park light, which I don't have a key fob on me, so I can't make it work for you. But anyway, threw that in, and that flashes amber in the middle, and the outer ring lights up amber when the parking lights are on. So it's been a good little setup for me. But that IJDM Toy technology LED has been outpaced. So what we did was upgrade it. Now I've done a couple sets on other cars. On my Jeep, which ain't here right now, it's at my job. Anyway, I did a Jeep, threw some brand new LED. These are from eBay. They don't have a name brand on them, but they are fantastic. LED, complete LED projector unit. Blows this one out of the water. So, it's time to upgrade. But I figured, go ahead and change the look a little bit too. Do some other things. So, what I have built are these. These are, we got the LED projector, fits right in the hole for the 9006 bulb. I got a two-way DRL segment up here, which the top half, I don't know if you can see that, the top half flashes yellow, and the bottom half, it stays on bright white. Now these are way brighter than those Philips 9s I got on the car already, so they work out good. And then you drop the phone. That helps everything out. Anyway, now here, this is not the turn signal anymore. This is just a spotlight or a high beam. But I still have yet to figure out how I'm gonna make it work, because the high beams are currently on all the time because it's got the daytime running light feature enabled. So I don't want those spotlights on all the time because they're ridiculous bright. Stupid bright. I can't even look at them. I'm gonna turn them on. Also from eBay, popular, a lot of auctions featuring this light. I'll put all the links in the description. But anyway, that is a super bright high beam, but it also has a backlight to it, which kind of lights up and shows you the design in the background. That's the parking light. That's gonna be the parking light. Now, this bottom one here is also a switchback LED. So what we're gonna have, when I'm rolling, the two bars will be lit up white. When I hit the turn signal, the upper bar will try to decide if I'm gonna have it turn off and flash or just flash with the white still. But the bottom, the white part, will turn off and sequential flash outward to be a turn signal in amber. So I'll have two and two, kind of like the taillights on Audis. You know how they got one that comes on quick and one flashes and sequential goes over to the side? It's gonna be kind of like that setup. But anyway, once we get started, this install, once I get it in there, you'll see. Give me a few. When you're ready to do a headlight extraction from a Magnum or Charger, well, no, Chargers and 300s and Challengers, you got to pull the bumper. I don't know, they weird. But anyway, with a Magnum, all you need is a ratchet, long extension, or two of them, 8mm socket that fits on a 3/8 drive would be perfect. And you're gonna need this little thing to pull the little top parts out. So let's get busy. Now, first part is find somewhere to sit your tools when you're not using them. Okay, ground. You want to pop out each one of these little plastic rivets. I said I showed you this tool before on the other video for the Liberty. You need to have this thing. This gets out the rivets everywhere on the car, including the fender liners and all the bumper stuff, front and rear. Gotta have one of these. I got this one with a kit of rivets. It came with them from Amazon. They sell a big kit, like 200-300 of these rivets, every size you could ever want and dream of, and it comes with one of these. That's the best place to get them. Anyway, gotta pull these little fantastic things out. It's time for some new ones. We're gonna upgrade these here in a minute. This is a very old car, everybody. Now we got a little freedom in the bumper. Gonna need that to get these screws. So now, for the top part, we want just the socket. I'm not getting carpal tunnel, that's why I got this thing. Now, pull these top boys out. The easy part's done. Now you also need somewhere to sit all of these when you're working. I like to put them up there. Once closed the hood, moved the car, drove all the way around, a bunch of stuff up there, stayed. Don't understand it. Now the fun part, getting the bottom two screws. Put your long extension back on the 8mm. Now, what I've been known to do, because I'm in and out of these headlights all the time, I just bend this down. And you bend it down about right here. You can look in and actually see where the screws are for the bottom. Same on this side. One little screw, same head as this, 8mm, at the bottom of the headlight. Now you're gonna lose it 9 times out of 10 when you pull it, but that's okay because you're gonna take the headlight out, you can reach down in there and find it. When it comes time to put these back on as a trick, we'll show you. This bumper's getting replaced, so I don't care if I scratch it. So, now, once you got that screw out, you want to pull the bumper out, grab this side of the headlight. There's a little snap ring on this side for the little thing. Pop that open, slide the headlight kind of down under the bumper, and then it pops out on this side. Now I've wired mine in earlier years long enough so I could set it like this. Yours won't be that way. You'll have to disconnect stuff while you hold it if you've never taken it out before or if you didn't extend the wire. Same thing on this side. Let you see it. All right, let's go for this one. Yep, lost the screw, fell down in there, but like I said, not an issue. Remember, you want to pop this side out, let it fall under the bumper just a little bit, just enough to get the top out. Then slide out this way. Now, putting it back in is going to be much more difficult than this, but this is the easy way to do it. Now, how the hell is screwed up? Down there somewhere, unless it's... Anyway, I'll find it. It always just drops down somewhere silly. Damn, didn't make it to the ground. Shit. Okay. Either way it goes, now you got the headlights out. We're gonna remove all this. This is the HID, HID. This is the ballast for the old headlight. They actually put a ballast on there to run it, power it, but the new one is all self-contained in the unit, so you don't have that anymore. I have this to make it blink at a normal rate because LED turn signals cause the car to think that the bulb's burnt out, so it flashes all fast, and that ain't gonna work with the sequentials, and I don't like fast flashing anyway. So I have this in here wired in series to the turn signal, which flashes down in there and you don't see it, and it slows down the car's CAN bus so it thinks everything's cool. Okay, now we're ready to start disconnecting this crap and putting in the new ones. All right, here's a little taste of what we're looking like. I know the LEDs are kind of messing it up for everybody, but this is how we're looking. Everything's working out. The sequential part does go all the way to the end on a flash, but it doesn't look like it in the video. All right. Round two, slightly cooler day out here in SoCal, but you know, got the SoCal Magnum Mafia meet coming up today. I'm trying to get this thing ready so I can, you know, push the new lights out. But anyway, as we get going, we're ready to go. Everything's tested, everything's wired in cool. We have an issue with the daytime running lights. I could not get them to power up properly. So what we did was ordered a module that will increase the voltage from the factory daytime running lights, which is a low voltage high beam setup. We're gonna run that voltage to the LEDs, which is gonna require all 12 volts. So I needed a module to step it up. So got that coming. It should be here later on today. But for now, we're going to put the headlights in and leave that wiring to the side so I could just pop them in when they get here. But anyway, I'm going to get in the weeds real tight. So if you're not into wiring, if you don't know anything about wiring, I don't know, you might want to skip this part. But anyway, the old system, my old headlight system had spaghetti. It was a mix of wires, just kind of Mickey Mouse together. Didn't really have access to everything I needed, so I just kind of did what I did with what I had, what I could get. But this time, I actually bought some stuff. Since then, we've actually bought wires and bought connections to make this go right. So anyway, we'll start here. Everything's cleaned out. You should have seen the mess that was in there. But anyway, everything's cleaned out, and these are the factory headlights and turn signal wires coming out of the car. These came with the car. This one still has the 9006 connector on it. I put a female on there to run to the LED headlights, which is going to pass through this connector here that I put in. This is the high beam circuit. It also runs through the connector and will go to the high beams. This is the tail parking light and turn signal basic. These get corroded. Looks kind of cheesy right there, but it still works. But you always got to check that. Whenever you got a parking light or turn signal that ain't working and the bulbs are all good, it's probably this thing's get a little moisture and it goes bad. But anyway, so what I've done is I've wired all these things through this one connector I got off of Amazon. Has the female part right here. Make it easy, quick connect. So this is the only thing I got to connect to the car for the new headlights. Now we're gonna tighten this up But just to show you what we got going on here, these two got two different lines coming out of the turn signal hole, which I had to seal up with glue, the same glue I used for the seal up the case. I used that to seal up this hole because we're not using this thing anymore. So anyway, I got the two sets of harnesses coming from the two different LEDs coming out here. Yellow controls the turn signals, red will be for the daytime running lights. So we got them coming down to the turn signal connector. Turn signals come to the turn signal connector. This is the ground for everything coming out of there. And this is the parking light. It's going to be that little outer ring around the center light there. The outer ring there is going to be my parking light. So I had to run that from this connector, which would normally plug in the back of the turn signal parking light. Run that, split it up, parking light over here, turn signals to the red wires here. I mean, mind you, I got two bars, so one each. So I bought a connector that plugs into the standard 3157 light socket to help me out, so I don't have to have that opening. Plus, this is a detachment point. I can replace stuff or do checks if I need to check anything. Here's the extra light bulb I had to wire in just to cancel the CAN bus from thinking the bulb was out. So now this lights up, but it's hidden. You don't see it. Don't really need it. Or you could put it somewhere, maybe connect it to an underbody, light up the ground, like something, you know, anything you want to go with the turn signal you can do with this. But for now, it's just going to be off to the side. Now this is the main connection that plugs in to that. So for the time being, that's all we needed to do. It looks kind of runny and crazy right now, but I'm gonna put some sheeting over it and make it kind of tight and neat, and it'll be kind of hidden away so you won't see it. It'll look real clean under there. Same thing for the other side. Now for the headlight install. Not too difficult. First thing you do, make your connections. Parking light switch plugged in with red tab poked in, and we have our new connector. 5-6 wires at a time. I got a couple extras here just in case I might need them one day for something else. Thrown in there. Got the extra tail light and the extra parking light for flashing purposes. And we also wired in the daytime running light module, which is going to sit up here somewhere when it gets here. So got those wired in. So for now, what we're going to do is tuck everything pretty much behind the headlight so we can still access it when need be. Remember, we had the, poked out. That's how we get it in, just like that. Now we gotta look for there's a little silver nipple over here on the headlight that pokes back into that little push grommet. Boom. Now we're ready to screw it down. Always do the bottom one first. Now, the trick we got for the bottom is we're gonna wrap tape around this and then wrap tape around our 8mm socket. Right? It has a convenient washer on here. Helps the tape stick. Set this right here for a second. Get a little bit of tape, don't have to be too much. You just want to be able to hold that thing in so it doesn't drop down. If it drops down while you're trying to line it up, you are not going to be able to get it. You're going to have to pull the whole headlight back out, start from scratch. You don't want to have to do that. Extension. Other extension. The first thing you want to do before you screw down the headlights to be honest, is you check for full operation. Right now we have full operation. So it should not be a problem from here on out. The only thing we're left to worry about now is the daytime running lights, which are set to the side. So we'll get those going later. I can access everything I need to for them. So let's go ahead and screw them down. Okay, there we have it. Everything's plugged in. Looking pretty smooth. Just got to do nighttime so we can assess the leveling and all that, to get the height right for the headlights and everything. And then hopefully by then, I hope I have my daytime running light step up module. Let's take a look at those turn signals. You know the way LEDs look on film because of the frequency. So trust me, it looks right. Same thing. Nice and bright. Super cool.
5 minutes later.
Okay, night shots. We got everything plugged in. Everything's looking greasy. Everything's Gucci. Kind of hard to see, try to let you get a little view. The light output is amazing, absolutely amazing. Alright, give you a full view of how we're going to work this. But anyway, we got the daytime running light module in, everything's fine now.
This shit go crazy.